Former Prime Minister and Minister for Infrastructure Stephenson King, now an independent candidate in the upcoming general election, in a marathon interview broadcast Sunday, sought to explain some of the reasons for his departure from the United Workers' Party. According to King, contrary to the Prime Minister's statements, he did on many occasions raise questions and outline concerns about the way in which the business of government was being conducted.
The Prime Minister say I sit in cabinet and not raise concerns. The many times that I've sat in cabinet and raised concerns, the many times I have sat in cabinet and pleaded for adherence to the code of conduct, for adherence to the Constitution, for adherence to the law. The many times I've sat there and said we cannot do this, it's unethical, it's unacceptable, it cannot be.
King spoke of flagrant violations of established norms, rules and procedures, some of which he says were apparently sanctioned by senior members of the administration. He pointed to major construction projects being undertaken without plans, noting one of many such examples.
When the gentleman reported, unwritten report, verbal report, and questions were raised, it's obvious that he had misstepped in the execution of the project. So he was undertaking a project or projects, road projects, without any designs, and indicated that the designs would have come after. And so the question was, after construction. So the question was, how could you undertake such programs? It's laughable, huh? It's laughable. So how could you have undertaken such a program, such a project or projects? No designs available for certification by the department. And on what basis are you allowing the contractor to construct the road?
The former Minister of Infrastructure said the incidents of clear violations were not isolated.
I'm speaking about an incident in which an individual was appointed as the chairman of a committee with a stipend, assumed the job, performed the role as he claims as an executive chairman, and then proceeded to request payment at the level of an executive chairman for a salary pretty close to the salary of a minister. Okay? And there are many other instances.
Stephenson King was pressed on his position on the controversial Desert Star Holdings DSH project.
From day one, the Prime Minister and myself clashed on the issue of DSH. The first thing, there was exuberance after the election victory and, new beginning and getting involved in doing things to the country. I was excited about it. The first presentation made to the cabinet and social and economic sectors, the Chamber of Commerce, tourism, and you just name it, big presentation of the DSH project. I was turned off from day one.
Why?
Turned off. And I'll tell you why. The presentation was made. One of the things I didn't like or I didn't appreciate was the fact that the meat processing plant, which was a gift from the government of Taiwan, which we fought for. It was a project that Sir John fought for years, long before our return to office in 2006. The gentleman during his presentation said that the meat processing plant will have to be demolished and replaced with a temporary facility. A gift from a friend? You will demolish it and replace it with a temporary facility? Secondly, it is the volume of land that was just being, carved out to be offered for this major project to which no evidence of finance was available except the clear evidence of going out to the international market to speculate.
The former Prime Minister said he demonstrated his discomfort with DSH by deciding against attending the signing of a memorandum of understanding. He says he was not alone in his disagreement with DSH.
the cabinet was called summoned to a signing ceremony a second time at Royalton, and I decided I'm not going. There was a particular minister who said that he's going to call in sick. He spoke to me and I said, well, I'm not calling sick, I'm just not going. The Prime Minister called me on hearing that I'm not going to attend. In our conversation then said that I don't support the DSH anyway. And I said, Prime Minister, it's not I don't support the DSH. I do not like the manner in which we are proceeding. I said, before we proceed and carve out all of these lands to give to DSH for such a project, which I welcome, can bring the level of economic activity and development, let us make good on our promise to the people for housing. Too many administrations through the NDC and Invest Saint Lucia have gone out there, demolished homes because persons have built illegally. I said that to him. And it's my gut feeling that we need to take care of the people. Food, clothing, and shelter.
Stephenson King spoke of his lifelong dedication to the United Workers' Party, having worked full-time for 9 straight years for the party without pay from 1997 to 2006, while the party languished in opposition. King says the vast majority of his complaints were not personal but procedural. He said he no longer felt comfortable in the cabinet and was convinced that the time had come for him to free himself from the fetters of any political party to focus on selfless service to the people. Saint Lucia for the HTS News Force.